This is 7 News.
Tonight, more cost of living pain. Perth's petrol prices set to soar.
The Premier's plan for 8 stories at COTTESLOE.
Exclusive, an elderly Perth man struggled to cope after a home invasion.
And super coaches Mick Malthouse and Lee Matthews, their verdict on the Eagles.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Rick Ardon and Susannah Carr.
Good evening. The average price of petrol in Perth is expected to rise dramatically. By the end of this week, experts are predicting a litre of unleaded could cost more than $1.50. And if the international price of oil continues to rise, we could be paying even higher prices in the coming months. Alexis Donkin reports.
Perth's cheap Tuesday, and the average price for unleaded petrol today was $1.42. By tomorrow, at some petrol stations, the price will hit $1.52.9.
We did once have a regular pattern, but that's gone.
For many Perth families, like Teresa Dykes, it's a frightening prospect. The cost to fill the tank in the family car, already a big expense.
You know, driving kids around everywhere and karate training, and yeah, I mean, you go through petrol so quick.
And it's just too expensive.
Yeah.
The reason we're paying more at the Bowser, international oil prices are up due to supply concerns in the Middle East.
Lower them. Lower the fuel prices.
To fill an average 60-litre tank, a rise of 10 cents a litre will mean an extra $6. A 15-cent rise will set you back an extra $9 each time you fill up. This could be just the beginning of bad news for motorists. If the international price for oil continues to rise, we could pay record prices at the Bowser. Like in July 2008, unleaded cost $1.60 a litre. The message is to shop around.
There's still opportunities to buy fuel, you know, for prices far less than $1.50 if you shop around and buy at the lower end of the price cycle. Alexis
Donkin, 7 News.
And Blake Johnson joins us live at what will be one of the more expensive petrol stations tomorrow. Blake, you're in East Perth. How much will drivers pay for fuel there?
Well, Rick, if you fill up at this BP tomorrow, you'll pay $1.52.9 a litre for unleaded. That is more than 12 cents above Perth's average. If you're looking for something a little less expensive, the cheapest fuel tomorrow is $1.35.1 at 3 spots. Coles Express in Duncraig, North Perth and in Clarkson. Now, in real terms, if you're filling up a Holden Commodore, for example, it'll cost you almost $13 more to fill it up here than at some of the other cheap spots. Sue?
Thanks, Blake. A protest camp set up on Harrison Island is entering its 3rd week, despite 2 attempts by police and local rangers to clear the site. Today, the leader of the opposition, Mark McGowan, joined the growing chorus calling for the so-called tent embassy to be permanently removed.
The promise of jobs from WA's mining boom attracts thousands to the state every year. But as Samantha Jolly reports, for one young couple, that dream has fast turned into a nightmare.
The Premier says he'll override the local council and support an 8-storey development at COTTESLOE Beach. Colin Barnett, who is also the local member, says he's fed up with waiting and has instructed the WA Planning Commission to take over development from the council.
A teenage boy has spoken of the night he and his brother were allegedly thrown from their motorbike and injured. A Perth police officer is on trial. He's accused of using a rope trap to injure the brothers. Emmy Kabansky reports.
Julia Gillard is keeping tight-lipped over her plans for her new-look cabinet. The Prime Minister is refusing to say if she'll demote anyone who supported Kevin Rudd.
A Perth grandfather who was bashed unconscious in a home invasion has told how the attack has changed his family's life forever. Sid Brady's daughter and her husband have given up work to care for him and say they've turned their home into a suburban Fort Knox to feel safe.
Sid Brady is sharp as a tack. But the happy sounds of the organ can't hide Sid's battle to live a normal life.
Lean forward, just up and down.
Sid needs help simply walking to the next room.
I'm unable to go out anywhere. I'm just all at home.
The 90-year-old lost an eye when he was allegedly bashed in a home invasion in October. One man's been charged. His case is still before the courts. Sid's son-in-law John has put new locks on almost every door and window. His daughter Wendy hasn't worked since the attack. She's now her father's full-time carer.
He's frightened. Not when we're around, but That's why I wouldn't leave him alone. I think he'd be too frightened.
A tough adjustment for a man who lived by himself and could still drive 6 months ago.
Is there a bit of fear in your mind that this could happen again?
Yes, it could happen. It could happen any time.
Wendy has never returned to the Dinella unit where the attack happened. She and John rent it out now and say they probably won't live here again. So many changes to what was a normal life. Sid does his best to keep going.
I'm glad to be alive.
Blake Johnson, 7 News.
And up next, new hope for people with cerebral palsy. The special suit that helps them walk.
And the new sensation sweeping the suburbs, divorce parties. In Seven's Money Watch, the Australian share market closed flat today in the absence of firm leads from offshore markets. The ASX 200 was down 4.7 points, while the broader All Ords eased 3.3 points. The energy sector led the market's losses. Financials dropped 0.4% and materials lost 0.2%. QBE Insurance Group's annual net profit plunged 45% during what it described as one of the worst years for catastrophic events. Shares in the company were flat at $11.50. ANZ was the weakest of the four banks, down 20 cents. One Australian dollar is buying $1.08 US cents.
Children with cerebral palsy are showing remarkable progress with therapy using a second skin. It's usually used to treat burns victims, but now is helping cerebral palsy patients to walk. Karen O'Sullivan reports.
Statistics show fewer people are tying the knot these days, and divorce in Australia is on the rise. With 1 in 3 marriages breaking up, there's a new phenomenon sweeping the suburbs. It's aimed at taking the pain out of divorce and shifting the focus to the future. David Cooper explains.
Home video, but you can clearly see this is a celebration. Not a hen's night, it's what's known as a divorce party. Figures from the Australian Bureau of Statistics show divorce is on the rise, 1 in every 3 marriages, and divorce parties are also a growing phenomenon.
It was about marking the occasion, drawing a line in the sand and stepping over it boldly, brightly.
This is Sandra Gibson's divorce party, not about regrets or revenge, she says, but new beginnings. The Cardinia mother was married 10 years. What did your ex-husband make of it?
Oh, he doesn't actually know. I didn't tell him. But do you know what? To be honest, that's actually what it's all about, because I'm making my own decisions now. It's about my own choices, and that was one of them.
It seems to be on a Monday. It's very, very busy.
There's been so much interest. Carlisle divorced mother of 2, Lynette Wood, has set up an online business.
I think that we've all grown up. We've all grown up and all matured a lot to be able to understand that these things do happen. Talk about getting divorced, why you've gotten divorced, how you can help each other, how you can help your children, how you can make it so that people can see it doesn't have to be all sad and sorry.
You could choose to sit at home alone and be sad and desperate and a misery to everybody. Dust yourself off, pick yourself up and put yourself back up there again.
David Cooper, 7 News.
Basil's here now, the Glory's highest paid player on the way out, Baz.
Yes, Sue, their marquee man. He's heading to China. We've got the details coming up, plus the verdict on the Eagles. Master coaches Malthouse and Matthews on where they think West Coast will finish. And fireworks at the Daytona 500.
Oh, it can eat that asphalt right up.
Ross Lyon speaking tomorrow. We'll catch up with him and we'll see him on 7 News. Here are Rick and Sue. Good night.
Thanks, Baz, and stay with us on 7 News. Tuesday's Oz Lotto draw is coming up.
And there's more sunshine on the way. Natalia is next with all the weather details.
Hello, Natalia Cooper with you. Sunny today, and there'll be more sunshine tomorrow to end what's been a wet and hot summer. It looks like it's going to be our wettest summer for 12 years and our 4th hottest on record. Currently in the city it's 25.9 and winds are from the east-southeast at 13 kilometres an hour. After a low overnight of 17.8, we had a top today of 27.9. around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Our average maximum temperature this summer was just under 32 degrees. We also had 118 millimetres of rain, which is 4 times what we normally get. Around the metro area today, rather mild, 26 at Lancelin, 27 for Kalamunda and 30 degrees out at Gingin and Northam. Around WA, some heavy falls of up to 100 millimetres in the north and parts of the Goldfields in the 24 hours to 9. Tomorrow, a morning thunderstorm in Kalgoorlie and a shower or two for Albany and Esperance. On the satellite, a trough is responsible for the wet weather in the north and a mid-level disturbance for the activity in the southwest land division. That disturbance is set to move further east tomorrow. Interstate tomorrow, heavy rain in Sydney and Canberra and fine conditions in Brisbane. Boating information, east to southeast winds 18 to 23 knots, tending south to southeast 13 to 18 for part of the afternoon. Seas to 1.5 metres and swell to 1 metre. So mostly sunny tomorrow, 32 the top after a low of 18. Then sunshine and 31 to kick off autumn. It's getting hot over the long weekend, up to 36 on the holiday Monday and 37 on Tuesday. Before I go, congratulations to Laurel and Len Harmon of Rockingham on their 64th wedding anniversary, and registrations are open for the HBF Run for a Reason. It's on May 27th and you can run or walk 4 or 14 kilometres and of course raising money for WA charities. Sign up at hbfrun.com.au. That's all from me. Here's Oslotto.
That's 7 News for this sunny Tuesday. Thanks for your company.
And now it's time for Today Tonight. Here's Monica.